Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt technology, the high-speed convergence of data and video. In the landscape of modern connectivity, Thunderbolt represents the pinnacle of high-bandwidth performance and versatility for external peripherals. Developed through a partnership between Intel and Apple, Thunderbolt was designed to solve a specific problem in the hardware world: the fragmentation of ports. Before Thunderbolt, if a user wanted to connect a high-speed external drive, a high-resolution monitor, and a docking station, they needed 3 different types of cables and 3 different controllers on the motherboard. Thunderbolt changed this by creating a unified pipeline that could carry multiple types of data, specifically PCI Express for data and DisplayPort for video, simultaneously over a single, thin cable. This allowed a laptop to remain thin while still providing the desktop-class expansion capabilities required by creative professionals and power users. The evolution of the physical interface. The history of Thunderbolt is divided into 2 distinct physical eras. Thunderbolt version 1 and Thunderbolt version 2 utilized the mini DisplayPort connector. To a casual user, the port looked exactly like a standard monitor connection, but it was marked with a small lightning bolt icon to indicate its hidden data capabilities. Thunderbolt 1 offered 10 gigabits per second, while Thunderbolt 2 doubled that to 20 gigabits by bonding 2 channels together. The true revolution occurred with the release of Thunderbolt 3, which abandoned the old mini DisplayPort shape in favor of the Universal Serial Bus Type-C, or USB-C, connector. This move was a masterstroke of engineering and marketing. By using the same physical shape as the most popular port in the world, Thunderbolt became much more accessible. However, this also created confusion for many users. While all Thunderbolt 3 and 4 ports use the USB-C shape, not all USB-C ports support Thunderbolt. A technician must always look for the signature lightning bolt symbol next to the port to verify that the high-speed Thunderbolt controller is actually present behind the plastic. The magic of protocol tunneling. What makes Thunderbolt truly unique is a concept called protocol tunneling. Unlike USB, which has its own specific way of talking to devices, Thunderbolt acts like a high-speed shipping container. Inside that container, it can pack entire PCI Express packets and DisplayPort signals. Because PCI Express is the same bus used by internal components like your graphics card and NVMe solid-state drives, Thunderbolt-connected devices behave as if they are plugged directly into the motherboard. This architecture enables a category of hardware known as external GPS, or eGPS. A user can take a lightweight laptop with weak integrated graphics and connect it to a desktop-class graphics card inside an external Thunderbolt enclosure. Because the Thunderbolt cable is tunneling the PCI Express signal with almost 0 delay, the laptop can use that powerful card for gaming or video rendering as if it were installed inside the machine. This level of low latency, high bandwidth communication is something that standard USB protocols simply cannot achieve. Daisy chaining and the efficiency of space. One of the most powerful features for an organized workspace is daisy chaining. Most peripheral connections require a star topology, where every device must have its own dedicated cable running back to the computer. If you have 5 devices, you need 5 ports. Thunderbolt supports a string topology, where you can plug your computer into a hard drive, then plug that hard drive into a second hard drive, and then plug that second drive into a monitor. A single Thunderbolt port can support up to 6 devices in a chain without any significant loss in performance. This is made possible because the Thunderbolt controller manages the bandwidth dynamically. If the monitor needs most of the bandwidth to display a 4K image, the controller ensures the video signal gets through while the hard drives share the remaining capacity. For a technician, this simplifies cable management and allows a single port on a laptop to act as the gateway for an entire desktop ecosystem. Thunderbolt 3 versus Thunderbolt 4. While Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4 look identical and both offer a maximum speed of 40 gigabits per second, there are critical differences in their minimum requirements that a technician must understand. Thunderbolt 3 was somewhat flexible. A manufacturer could make a budget Thunderbolt 3 port that only provided 16 gigabits of PCI Express data. This often led to disappointing performance with external drives. Thunderbolt 4 removed this uncertainty by making the maximums the minimums. To be certified as Thunderbolt 4, a port must support the full 32 gigabits per second of PCI Express data and be capable of driving 2 4K displays or one 8K display. Furthermore, Thunderbolt 4 introduced mandatory protection against direct memory access, or DMA, attacks. Because Thunderbolt has such a direct connection to the system's memory, it could theoretically be used by a malicious device to steal data. Thunderbolt 4 requires the use of Intel virtualization technology for directed I/O, which creates a security gate that prevents unauthorized devices from peeking into the computer's RAM. Power delivery and active versus passive cables. Thunderbolt is also a leader in power delivery. A standard Thunderbolt port is required to provide at least 15 watts of power to a connected device, which is enough to run most external hard drives and many portable monitors without an extra power brick. In many cases, the connection works in reverse as well. A Thunderbolt docking station can send up to 100 watts of power back up the cable to charge the laptop, meaning a single cable provides data, video, and electricity all at once. However, this high performance puts a massive strain on the cable itself. For lengths shorter than half a meter, a passive Thunderbolt cable is sufficient, but for longer distances, the signal begins to fade rapidly due to the extreme 40 gigabit frequency. To solve this, manufacturers produce active cables. These cables have small silicon chips embedded inside the connectors at both ends. These chips act like tiny signal boosters, cleaning up and regenerating the data as it travels through the wire. If a technician tries to use a cheap, long USB-C charging cable for a Thunderbolt hard drive, the drive will either not show up or run at significantly reduced speeds because the cable lacks these active boosting chips. The future with Thunderbolt 5. As we look toward the future, Thunderbolt 5 is pushing the boundaries even further. It is designed to offer 80 gigabits per second of bidirectional bandwidth. Even more impressively, it features a bandwidth boost mode for high-resolution displays that can push up to 120 gigabits per second in one direction. This is designed to support the next generation of professional monitors with extremely high refresh rates. By combining the low-latency directness of PCI Express with the universal convenience of the USB-C connector, Thunderbolt has established itself as the elite standard for connectivity. Whether it is used for connecting a massive RAID storage array for a film editor or simply providing a one-cable docking solution for a modern office worker, Thunderbolt represents the successful convergence of diverse technologies into a single, powerful interface.